Okay.
Okay, good.
Yep. Would you like me to share the screen with the agenda or?
I have it pulled up right here, but
Okay.
I don't know for others if they want it or not. But
Okay.
okay, well, welcome to the Saratoga Springs Library Board meeting. Today is Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. And like the previous months, before we start our agenda, I need to read this paragraph. So I, Christy Jepson, the chair of the City of Saratoga Springs Library Board, hereby determine that conducting the library board meeting at an anchor location presents a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location. The World Health Organization, the President of the United States, the Governor of Utah, and the County Health Department have all recognized a global pandemic exists related to the new strain of the coronavirus. Due to the state of emergency caused by the global pandemic, I find that conducting a meeting at an anchor location under the current state of public health emergency constitutes a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the location. This written declaration expires 30 days from the date signed. So, okay, so now we can begin and call the meeting to order at 6:33 p.m. And since I can't see, I apologize. I'm looking on my computer, but I'm using my cell phone, so I can't see who is there. So we'll just roll call whoever is there on their phones or at their homes. So present are
Joy.
Thanks, Joy. Oh, yes, thank you.
Brandy Miners.
Okay, Brandy, thank you. And have we heard from Pam yet, Melissa?
I have not.
Okay, so we'll excuse Pam King, and Karen texted and said she won't be able to make it either. But, and then our library director, Melissa. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining in even when you're on the road, Brandy. Okay, number 3, public comment.
None was submitted to the email address on file, so we're good.
Okay, perfect. Number 4, approval of minutes from last month, February 9th. Did everybody get a chance to read those minutes? And will someone make a motion to approve the February 9th minutes?
I'll make a motion to.
I'll second.
Perfect, Kate. Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Perfect. Okay. Okay, number 5, long-range plan.
So I did bring the long-range plan back to you guys with the changes that we discussed at our previous meeting. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen on that so that you guys can see how those were incorporated. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm scrolling down specifically to the long-range plan. So we had updated the long-range plan to include the additional middle school. We had another charter school open. So all of the data and statistics that you see on page 1 have been brought up to date, including this current population of the city based on the data that's currently available. None of this information really changed in the first 2 paragraphs because it's the same as before, except for we did update the circulation statistics and active cardholders for 2020 for that last sentence there. The schedule of library board documents to review, we used the same schedule as in previous. However, as we discussed, we updated all of the years so that we have our next 5 years of policy reviews scheduled out in the long-range plan. And then within the long-range plan, the largest change that the board recommended was the financial, begin long-term financial planning for the library's growth at various identified milestones for phase 3, which was how I incorporated the grant funding that we currently have for a needs analysis and recommendations for ongoing funding sources. So that RFP opened the 2nd of March, and we've already had some questions come in on it. The specific things that RFP listed that we would need is recommendations for facility size based on current population, and then based on specific metrics that we'll determine with the vendor once they've been chosen. For example, something like 5, 10, and 15 years out based on population growth or needs at that time. And then for them to research and recommend funding sources that would be sustainable for ongoing services. And then we'd also discussed just some changes to programming and went in and made those notes and changes for the diversity of the collection, the environment where customers feel welcome, provide programs throughout the year. So focus on adding additional weekly programs during the summer and have monthly programs for residents. So we're working on those 2 things by reaching out to additional extension offices, local museums, and potential partners to try and target those measures specifically as we had discussed. Day-to-day operations remained the same as last time. Except for, since we do have our new newsletter, we changed from social media management to the library's newsletter management as we focus on improving that over the next several years to make sure that the content is there. So if this is something that the board is comfortable with these changes or would like to suggest additional changes, I'm open to your direction. And
Wait, right there. Wait, go to the years. The 2023 and 2025, are they supposed to both be circulation policy?
yes,
Okay,
so we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
okay, so it's
Five?
every,
5 policies that, 6 policies that we need to review so that they rotate through and come back.
okay, so just on some of them, okay. Just curious.
Yes. Oh, that's not a problem. I would much rather have it caught than have an issue in that. If the board is comfortable with the changes and recommendations, we would just need a first and a second to pass the revised long-range plan, and then we could make it public to the website.
Okay, so if anybody else, does anybody else have any questions or comments? All right.
The
Oh.
information has changed from before. It was just the updating of the numbers, the statistics.
Yes.
Okay,
And
anything,
pages. Updating the statistics, updating the community demographics, the different information about the schools and the changes that have happened in the city.
but other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Mhm.
Okay, then I'm motion to approve, or do we need to approve it, or?
Yes,
Okay,
you would
yes.
need the first
Yeah.
to second and then a vote.
Okay, I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Joy and Brandy. And then roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, perfect. Okay, back to Melissa again for the director's report.
So I haven't received a financial statement for this month. So unfortunately, there is no financial update at this time. We should have one by next month, or I'm sorry, not next month, by our next meeting. And then with COVID-19 impacts, I'm sure many of you have heard the governor's announcement about lifting the mask mandate in April. We've already received some questions from customers about that. Because we don't know enough specifics and the transmission index measures have not been updated on the state COVID website, we can't give customers the answer as to if masks will be required or not then. And we just have to wait and see what information is released on that COVID website with the transmission rate index and those things. So that has been our answer to those people that have already started asking. Is that we kind of have to play wait and see, and when the state updates it, we will be able to figure out what we can do then.
So is this a county, after the state lifts it, is it a county per county then decision to keep it, or is it up to individual businesses to keep it?
So the state's transmission index is currently, it's by county to county based on how frequently the virus is spreading. And right now there's 3 levels within that index. There's the high, medium, and low transmission. Right now, masks are required at all 3 levels.
Okay.
They haven't told us what we should anticipate in April.
Okay.
So until they update that information, unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that question for our residents.
Are your comments more for when can I take this mask off? Is that?
That and when can we resume in-person programming? We have a lot of people
Oh.
that would like to come back to do in-person programming, but the transmission index right now says 6 feet between family groups and masks are required. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, that doesn't work well.
Right.
And so we're still doing digital programming. And when they make changes to that transmission index, we'll have to review those changes and see how that will impact and affect services. But unfortunately, they roll out the changes and tell everyone all at once. So I can't anticipate what those changes are going to be for the residents.
Yeah.
I would guess it would be county by county, but we'd probably be one of the last counties to list that. So
Yeah, it will be interesting to watch for sure.
Mhm. So if you guys do get questions, just so you're aware, unfortunately, we do not know what that change will bring to us yet.
Yeah.
And that is my update on COVID this month.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Then number 7, announcements. Next month, we will not have a meeting. Melissa will not be available, and she asked if what my opinion was of to cancel it or not, and I said let's go ahead and cancel it. She'll have a cute little baby by then, so we are not going to have our meeting in April, but we will resume in May.
Wait, what? Melissa, you're pregnant?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
yeah, I guess we wouldn't know.
We've been meeting electronically. There was no way for you guys to know.
That
Congratulations.
That should have been in the announcements a long time ago.
I was like, we should have made that a side note at least, something. Congratulations so much. Oh my goodness, I'm excited for you. That's amazing.
Thank you. So
Try to throw it in there. Huh?
we didn't have to meet next month.
I know,
Congratulations.
but I had to tell the good news. I know we're on YouTube, but it's exciting.
You know what? Oh, that's amazing. Sorry, Melissa, to embarrass you or anything,
Yeah.
but sorry. You can't just throw that in as a side note. The love of Pete. Congratulations, though. Seriously, keep going. Sorry.
No, it is exciting, and we're very happy for Melissa. So, but yes, it's true. When you see from here on up for what, a year, a lot can happen. So anyway, so that is why we're canceling next meeting. So, but the next meeting will be May 11th and regular time 6:30. So anybody else have any comments or questions?
I'm not pregnant.
I sure hope there's lots of chuckles for those that might be watching, because it's exciting. So
Anybody watching really? Well, I don't want to know, honestly.
I know, who knows, but it is exciting. So, Randy, did you have anything before we close?
No, just congratulations.
Yes. So we'll close and end the meeting, and then Melissa, maybe you can, anyway, stay on for just a few seconds. So anyway, okay, we are going to close the meeting at 6:46 p.m.
Motion to adjourn.
And then, yes, we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. So then we'll do roll call votes.
Aye.
Okay. Perfect. As soon as we see the YouTube go off, Melissa, it's gonna end the meeting live, probably.